Hey, what's up, YouTube? Well, I've been watching some of Dirty Teeth MTB's YouTube channel. I liked some of the tips and winter tricks he has. Or is it winter tips and tricks? Yep, winter tips and tricks. So I went on his link, clicked on, ordered the chalk bag and the silicone brake lever covers, or whatever you call them. So I boiled some water, let it cool a little bit, then soaked the silicone brake levers, and then I also put in the chalk bag. I have two Fatbikes. One's electric that I use for winter commuting, and the other one's a carbon fiber, kind of a race bike, adventure bike.
Most brake levers are made of metal, and in general, metal conducts heat extremely well. This means your levers are immensely efficient at sucking all of the heat out of your fingertips every time you touch your brakes. In no time at all, your index fingers will go numb, and it's really hard to get them back to habit.
I noticed from his tips and tricks that the brake levers do get really cold, and I'm here in California where it gets negative 20 degrees at night to over 1,000 degrees, since we're like 8,000 feet closer to the sun. Alright, probably exaggerating there, but it does get really cold, and I notice my fingers do get cold when it's against the metal. So I have been taking his tips and tricks. Contact points that are metal, I'm changing to fiber or plastic.
If you do go this route, soak them in warm water before you install them.
So in his tips and tricks, he said to warm these little levers, then they'll slide on easier. The Rad Rover, these brake levers were thick, so they were tougher to get on. But the Shimano are smaller, so it should be able to slide on a little easier on my carbon fat bike. Alright, they're warm. Let's see if I can slide it on. This will probably be hard with one hand. Alright, that slid on pretty easy. Now to do the other one. Alright, they are both assembled. Got the red ones on the Rad Rover, the Gucci blue ones to go with my bar tape. I think you mentioned that adding these silicone things will give you a little better traction and probably also help with fatigue and dampening. Alright, one of the other things I grabbed was the cheap chalk bag. Threw one on my fat bike. Well, actually, I'm going to throw two on the fat bike and add two to the Rad Rover as well. Also, when the weather goes from hot to freezing, I can either put my puffy, wear it, or I can stuff it in this bag. Well, it's dark and stormy, right on cue, so I'm gonna go test some of these winter tips. I'm gonna ride barehanded to see how the silicone brake lever covers feel. Well, I took out the puffy because I got a winter shell on and it's storming out. So I'm gonna replace it with the Sierra Nevada beer. Go for a little cruise. Brake levers are in there. The little tips and trick with that little finger lever thing works great because my hands were actually cold from holding the metal of the beer can or that tripod that I'm filming this on. Well, I hope you enjoyed this demo. If you're interested in any of those products, go watch his tips and trips. He has a little link that you can click on and go buy it. And well, look at this. Look at this fluffy snow. My hands are cold, but it's so dry and fluffy. Let's go ride. Well, I gotta say, these silicone things are pretty freaking awesome, and my fingers are pretty cold actually from the metal of the tripod. Where are these silicone levers? I don't know if you can see those levers, but they work great. And I do like the extra grip in the cold if I need it. Affected my beverage, so I'm gonna go home and drink that.